So we're starting the third quarter of this journey with marking the 21st day of the journey. We're already halfway through. We went through 2 quarters. First quarter of applying a lot of actions. Second quarter really getting to master and add many parts to our daily prayers. Now we're going into the third quarter, which corresponds to the world of Bria, the world of creation, where everything is created. If you're going through the worlds backwards, or really the right way, from above to below, and the first world is the world of Atzilut, the world of emanation, the world where everything is connected and as one with Hashem. And then comes the world of creation, where everything is created. Then comes the name of formation, when everything starts getting a form and a shape. And then the last one, the world of action. So in the world of creation, we want to go back to the source, because when you want to fix a problem, it's only in the source. If you fix a problem on the surface or in an external way, then you didn't fix the problem. The problem is in its source, in its root. So the 10 days that we're going to be focused on in this quarter is on one of the most important things that we need to do, and to some opinions the most important and the actual reason why we're in this world, and this is called Tikun Midot, the refinement of character. If you're looking at the teachings of Rabbi Chaim Vital, the main student of Ari HaKadosh, Rabbi Yitzchak Luria, in his book Sha'arei Kedusha, in the introduction, he says that fulfilling the mitzvot and observing the Torah is of course very, very important and unnegotiable. But really our main goal why we came to this world is to refine our character. And if I do not refine my character, or my characteristics, my attributes, my midot, then I can go through 70, 80 years of this lifetime and I didn't do nothing. If you want to look at it in a more metaphorical way, our soul is a diamond, and if you ever saw a diamond coming of a mine, it's a dirty black rock. And then you take it to the right lab and they start polishing the diamond to a point that the more refined the polish is, the more carat is the diamond, the more precious it is. So we are born in this world with a lot of different character traits, good and bad, and we have to empower the good and to polish the bad and to make the bad good. That's really our job here. And each and every one of us will come down to this world with a long list of midot, of attributes, of characteristics, and we need to work on them. Now, the way it works is that Shlomo HaMelech says, "Ze l'umat ze bara Elokim." Kadosh Baruch Hu created everything with a opposition, or with a mirror, or a brother, a partner. There are many ways to approach it. And the same thing with the midot. Very briefly how it works, there's always going to be a pillar or a pyramid style of good midot, and a pillar built in a pyramid way of bad midot. And it will always start with one midah on the top, both on the good and the bad. And then when that midah, when that attribute, like a nerve, is being poked, it will automatically react. So if you're looking at the top of all the positive midot, then the highest of all is midat Anava, the midah of being humble. Like Moshe Rabbeinu was able to reach to the highest level of human refinement, so he was known as Va'ishaya Nav Mikol. He was the highest human that reached ever this highest level of humility. Now, of course, when a person is humble, then this midah, this attribute, will start birthing more midot, good midot, love and caring and charity and patience and so forth. And we're going to go through this. Now I'm just painting the foundation. On the other side, this is what we're going to need to focus on, is the bad midot. And the worst of all midot is the midah that is called ge'ava, pride. Or in our words, ego. And if chas v'shalom, my ego is going to be bothered one way or another, then it will start birthing new midot. The first two that will birth from ge'ava, if my pride is being bothered, will be kas and etzev, anger and sadness. which means that if I'm angry in any type of a way, or if I'm sad in any type of a way, it means that my ego was bothered. And of course, if that will continue being bothered, when I'm saying bothered means poked, then the anger will start birthing feelings of revenge, of arrogance, and animosity, and then of course the sadness branch will start developing depression and all sorts of other midot. We just need to know how to refine them. Now each and every one of us is born with a long list of bad midot, and I need to recognize them and then start polishing them and start working on them. And it can take a human being 60 years to work on their midot. Now when they're 60 or 70, a lot of people say, oh, the person calmed down because his old age. No, it's just because he was working on something over and over and over and over. Now really, if I don't work on myself, I can have truckloads of Torah and mitzvot. It will be almost worthless when I come up to Shamayim if I didn't work on myself. I know a certain individual, I know many of them, but a certain individual that pops up to my mind that has a lot of Torah, learns Torah all day long. Probably knows unbelievable amounts of Torah, very, very smart in the Torah, but has zero avodat hamidot. The person is the most arrogant person I ever saw in my life. No patience to any individual, disgusting, rude, vulgar, nothing. You would say, where's the Torah? You sit and learn 14, 16 hours a day Torah. Where is it? As our sages say, derech eretz kadma la Torah. Being a mensch, having good characteristics will come before the Torah. So if you learn Torah so many hours a day and you're still rude to people and judgmental and impatient, then what is your Torah worth? It's not worth anything. So we are going to start focusing on bettering ourselves, because Hashem doesn't get impressed by a black suit or a black yarmulke or a white yarmulke. In my case and many other cases, people are still wondering, why is he wearing a white yarmulke? Because you are judgmental. That's why you're wondering, why am I wearing? It doesn't matter what I'm wearing. I can wear a chicken on my head. What does it matter? If your focus right now is what am I wearing, that's because midah, the attribute of judgment, is working overtime. Who cares? Who cares? If it's just out of curiosity, send me a private message. I'll tell you why. So I'm on purpose not telling why, because I want people to work on their patience, on their feeling of being judgment, and maybe search in some books and see you get your answer yourself. But the point is that Hashem doesn't get impressed by the external part, by the costume. And Hashem definitely can't fool him. And Hashem is not impressed by fakeness. Hashem is impressed by tachlis. As we mentioned not once and not twice, that our sages explain, Lo Talmud ha'ikar, ela ha'maaseh. Not the learning is not the main part, is the action. And Hashem likes actions. And really, when we want to grow to a higher level, which is really why we are here in this world, and especially that we want to achieve in this 40 days journey, that I need to better myself and I need to recognize my faults. And in order to recognize my faults, I need to be humble. I need to see that I have a problem with anger. I need to understand that I'm judgmental. I need to realize that I'm impatient. I need to realize that my behavior is affecting other people in a very profound way. And I need to work on myself. So that is going to be a much higher level. It's much harder than prayer, by the way. I think after these 10 days you'll say, let's go back to praying. Praying is easier because I just talked to a book. But to really, really understand what my purpose in this world is, and one of my greatest purposes is to shine the diamond that Hashem gave me, which is my soul. And only after I shine my diamond, my soul, that's when we can go into the fourth quarter to become annulled 100% to the Master of the Universe, bitul betachlit bitul, to be completely annulled to the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Then I can become what I'm supposed to, is a tool or a chariot for Hashem to be dressed in me and to act and operate in this world. That can never happen if I don't humble myself and elevate myself to a place that I know my position in the universe. And if I don't do that, I'm just another piece of a sack of bones and flesh and a skin. And I'm kind of useless in this universe. I'm just taking more space here. So, and again, it might sound rude and hurtful, but there's a reason why Hashem created me. And especially now, before the redemption comes, I need to sharpen the pencil as much as possible, or call it whatever you want. Sharpen the blade, or any term you can put in there. But what we need to focus on now, starting the first day, is to understand. That's our task. Our task for the 21st day. We're not going to really go now and dissect the midot. What you need to understand today is that this is the journey you're going to take right now. That I'm going to now go to the next level and to expose the better me, to go deep into the depth of my neshama, to understand what is my DNA of my soul. We all have different spiritual DNA in our soul. And I need to understand from where am I rooted. Am I rooted from the Sphira of Chesed? Am I rooted from the Sphira of Yesod? Where am I rooted? Because that means that's what I need to correct and fix. And that's what I need to put my focus on. And to understand that, we're going to have to go deep into the psychological aspects of the neshama, of the soul, to understand what is my essence, how do I now correct it. And Hashem makes it that everybody around me, my wife, my parents, my kids, my co-workers, these are the mirrors that came to my world to show me exactly how horrible I look. Now, if I'm arrogant, then all these people are going to be my enemies. If I'm humble, all these people around me are going to be these shining mirrors to show me where I'm messing up and where I can fix myself. Can you imagine not having a mirror in your home? You don't know how you look. If your hair is messy, if you have food on your beard, if your clothes are dirty. How many times you have a dirt on your back? Can you see the dirt on your back? You can't. You need somebody to come and tell you. You have dirt on your back. You have dirt here. So the point what we want to focus on today is to understand that I'm going now to the next level, and my next level right now is I'm going to do a cleanup from inside. And that will require a very high level of awareness, because you might not see, you might see a lot of things that you not like. And most people do not refine the characters because they don't like what they see. So it's easier to be blocking and say, no, I'm fine, I'm happy where I am. But the reality is that we have a lot what to clean, not because you're a bad person, by the way, because that's what Hashem wants us to do. So He gave us an arsenal of bad midot, now clean it. It's kind of like, what's his name, Daniel Russo in Karate Kid. Remember with Mr. Miyagi that he wanted to teach him karate? So for weeks he was just telling him to wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, and clean and paint. And at some point he was like, I came to learn martial arts, not to clean your backyard. He's like, well, if you want to learn martial arts, first learn how to clean, how to focus. So that's what we're going to do. We'll do wax on, wax off. And that way we will be able to shine our diamond, shine our soul, and to be able to give it back to its master, which it doesn't even belong to me, the soul, but to give it shiny and clean and refined, and do my part in the universe.